All right, everyone down onto the podium. We're getting ready to start. Reminder to all media, please raise your hand to ask a question, and we'll get to you. First up will be Franco from Spanish Bowl.
Hi, Aaron. Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. In the NFC Championship game, we could see you motivating your teammates on the bench. So, my question is, in your opinion, how important is morale and momentum in football, and especially in a Super Bowl?
Momentum is I think that's huge. I think you want momentum. That keeps the ups, the lows. So anytime you can get momentum in the game, that's good. So
thank you, Aaron.
Next up, we'll be going to Brian Batko from Pittsburgh Post.
Hey, Aaron, it's good to see you, man.
How you doing?
Good. I got kind of a two-parter for you, but T. Boyd was just telling us today about the time you tackled two guys against Duke, so I think you can handle it. The first one, I've been covering you since Pitt, so, I understand it, but for people who aren't from Pittsburgh, can you kind of sum up why it's so important for, a guy from Penn Hills to be playing against a guy from Clairton in this game, what it means to those communities? And then, with Tyler, do you remember your first impressions of him when he got to Pitt? Did you kind of know, like, this is going to be the next guy after me?
Well, I think it's huge for the city. I know the city's showing a lot of support just from, two guys from around the area that, that's playing in the Super Bowl. I think that's huge, man. So I know we got a lot of support. And you watching Boyd, in high school, he was a talent that was like no other. He was definitely a ball player. But when he got to college, as a true freshman, he did a lot of things in camp that, that stuck out. But you never know until you play the game. And I think the first time that I seen what he was able to do, our first game of the season, we played was it Florida State, and he had a day, man. I think he was making some unbelievable catches. He had got a reverse and broke a long run. So I kind of knew from there that he was going to be a special type of talent, man. So to see his growth to where he at today, man, that's big for him. So I'm proud of him, so.
Appreciate it, Aaron.
Next up, we'll go to Jim Wyatt from the Tennessee Titans.
Hey, I just want to ask you about another defensive lineman in the league, Jeffrey Simmons. Just what you've thought about him, watching him, and just what you think his future might be in the league.
I think he's a great football player. I think he's growing into his own. I think he made some noise last year, but made a big name for himself this year. Obviously we played him this year, and I seen him. He had 3 sacks when we played him, so he showed up then. So I think he's going to be definitely a special talent, one of the top D tackles in this league. So I think he's growing and having a lot of production on the field that's showing that. I think he's going to continue to do that. So, I think he's a special type of talent, definitely for the inside position to be able to play the run how he do and then translate and pass rush. So, I think he's going to have a great career in front of him. So, ahead of him.
Did you get a chance to talk to him after that game, or what advice would you give him if you haven't given him any?
No, I didn't talk to him. I just tell him keep working. Obviously what he's doing, whatever he's doing is working for him. So continue to work. Never get satisfied, and sky's the limit for him. So
appreciate it.
And next up, we'll go to Soren Kierkegaard.
Hey, Aaron. Von Miller came to your team from the Broncos during the season. Can you tell about what his skill set brings to your defense, and also what kind of guy he is off the field, and maybe about his leadership as well?
Well, obviously we know Von Miller. He's an amazing talent. His career speaks for itself. His production speaks for itself. I think adding him to the mix with this defense, with the players we got already was huge for us. I think he helped us a lot. He's a great guy on the field, off the field. He's definitely a great leader, leadership role. I think some things that I'm able to take from Von and from him being here and just talking to him as being more of a vocal guy. So, it's been great to have him a part of this team and get us to where we at right now. And on the verge of, trying to win a Super Bowl, but at the same time building that brotherhood together. Been great. So
Next up, we'll go to OC Manera.
Oops. Aaron, what's going on?
What's up, big dog?
How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm doing great, man.
Man, good to see you, man. Listen, first question, I got two questions. The first one, after you made that big play in the San Francisco game, you started pointing to your left ring finger. Like, why did you choose that finger to point to? You planning on marrying the Super Bowl trophy whenever you guys win it? Like, explain yourself, bro.
You know, in the mix of a game, emotions take over, and that's at the time. That's where wherever my hand, I put hand up. That's where I started pointing. That was just emotions running through me, and that's what happened. So,
I hear you, man. Listen, on a more serious note, whenever I look at this game, I believe a lot of the times it's going to be one on the line of scrimmage. Now, when I look at you guys on the line of scrimmage, you guys have some of the best pass rushers, not only in the NFL. You guys have some of the best pass rushers in NFL history, and you're going up against a Cincinnati team. They say that offensive line is a little weak. Now, I don't know. I'm not. You know, a lot of times people say these things, and then during the game, the offensive line turns up, and they look like world beaters, right?
yeah.
How do you feel about this game? Do you feel any sense of responsibility, knowing that people think that you guys should overwhelm the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line?
Well, obviously, there's going to be a lot of talk here and there leading up to the game, but we locked on to what we need to do. So I'm confident in the players we got, the guys we got. But at the same time, like you said, man, that might amp them up and get them ready, but we'll be ready too. So, they're where they're at for a reason. Obviously, the guys up front help do that. So, they playing in the Super Bowl just like I am and like we are. So, our mindset is just to go out there, trying to dominate for 4 quarters and trying to find a way to affect the game. I think this game could be won up front. That's like any other game. You say that every week. So, we do our job and do what we need to do up front. I think we can win this game. So.
Absolutely. Last one. Could you please, for once and for all, acknowledge that I am the master of the Chop Club? I mean, can you please just let everybody know once and for all who the Chop Club master is?
You know it is. It's you. When we started watching the Chop Club, Wolf used to have your clips and break them down to us, and I used to watch your clips of your Chop Club. So we know who started it, man. But we trying to keep this train rolling. That's it. You gotta learn from greats to be great.
You're doing it, man. Hey, good to see you, bro. Take care, man. Good luck out there.
I appreciate you.
Next up, we'll go to Brooke Pryor from ESPN.
Hey, Aaron, I wanted to ask you about, excuse me, another defensive player in the league with Pittsburgh ties. Looking at TJ Watt, I mean, last year you guys finished 1-2 in Defensive Player of the Year race. It could come down to that again this year. I mean, I know you have a lot going on during the course of a season, but are you ever keeping an eye on what he's doing? I mean, quarterbacks have rivalries. Do the two of you feel like you kind of have something like that going?
No, me personally, I don't. Honestly, I really don't. I know he's been having a lot of production in the past, 3-4 years, not just last year and this year. I think he's a consistent football player. They've been having a lot of success. So, he's a heck of a football player. But me personally, I ain't watching what he's doing and trying to motivate me or nothing like that. I just go out there and play my game. For me, I ain't chasing no individual stats or nothing like that. I'm trying to be where I'm at right now. I'm trying to win a world championship. So, I don't really focus on that. I'm just focused on what I got to do to help my team. But a lot of respect for that guy and what he's been doing the past couple of years, man. He's a heck of a football player.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yep.
Next up, we'll go to Tyler Jenkins, USA Today.
Hi, Aaron. Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
So when you were pointing at your ring finger during the NFC Championship game, can you describe what you were feeling in that moment? And ultimately, if you do end up winning a Super Bowl, what would that mean for you personally?
When that happened, it was just off emotion. A lot of emotions running through you, a lot of excitement. Because, like I said, man, the ultimate goal is to be playing in this game. That's what you work for. This is what I've been itching to get back to and have an opportunity to try to win one. So, it was just a lot of emotions running through, and it meant a lot. In 8 years, I accomplished a lot in a short amount of time. And one thing that I feel like I'm lacking is, being a world champion. So it meant a lot to me. I feel like it'll be a goal that I've been chasing and trying to accomplish. I'll be able to check that off and feel like, there's nothing in this league that I didn't accomplish that I didn't want to accomplish. So it meant a lot.
Next up, we'll go to Chris Ryan.
Hey, Aaron, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Awesome. You mentioned that you appreciate being in the Super Bowl more this time than the last time against the Patriots, and I was wondering why, and also what were your biggest lessons from that game, and how do you feel that experience is going to fuel you and your teammates in this one?
Well, when I said I appreciate it more, there's just when I went there, in 18, it was a year that I was in my fifth year in the league, fourth, whatever it was. You get to that and then you lose. It's like, I will be back next year. You just think it's going to be able to get back to that easy. And it's not that easy, man. It's a long season, a lot of ups and downs, man. And it's hard to get to this point. So having an opportunity to be here this time, a second time, I just appreciate it that much more. And being in year 8, you don't know how much time you got to play this game left. So to be a guy that made it back a second time, and understand how much work that we put into it, but me personally, how much work I put into this, how much training I did to try to get back to this point. You just appreciate it that much more, man, and don't take nothing for granted. So just taking it all in, like enjoying this process, all this. I know it come with a lot, but just taking it all in, man, and enjoying this, but at the same time trying to get myself prepared and get ready for a game. So I'm at my best, so we can have an opportunity to win this game. So.
You mentioned your background before from Pittsburgh, and I'm curious as to, as a guy who's viewed as being quote unquote undersized, you've accomplished amazing things in the game at your position and kind of transformed it. How much of your background kind of drives who you are and has allowed for you to accomplish what you've accomplished?
Well, I think that's just my upbringing. My parents, my brother, my older brother, older sister, always, pushing me and making me be at my best when I need to be. But, that's credit to them. Obviously you always going to grow up undersized and things like that. You hear me personally. If it did anything, it just made me work harder just because it ain't get me mad or nothing. I just felt like, okay, maybe I ain't did enough to show them that I can still play at a high level no matter what size I am. And I just worked, man, and let my film speak for itself, So been blessed to be where I'm at, be with certain coaches and players that I was blessed to be a part of, and being with this organization been great. So, I see myself grow from, a young high school kid into a young college kid to a young professional now, in my 8th year in this league, man. So it's been a blessing. It's been a long ride, but definitely worth it.
Next up, we'll go to Eddie Fitz.
Hey, Aaron, just wanted to ask you about the season as a whole. There was a stretch where you guys fell 3 games. We're at 7-4, and sometimes in this league, a 7-4 season can turn into just a 9-win season, but you rattle back, you win a lot of games. Was there a moment during this stretch of that season where maybe you personally or the team rallied around, focused up, did things differently for the second half?
Oh, for sure. Nobody like to lose. When you start losing, you got to try to find a way to get back on track and find a way to win. And I think that's credit to the leadership we got on this team, and the coaches we got, obviously. But we got great leaders, man. We got great football players on this team that nobody flinched. Everybody knew what type of talent we had, what type of players we got on this team, man, and what type of year we can have. That's what it come down to. I felt like even when we lost them games, I felt like we still felt like we was the best team in the league. So we got a bunch of guys that's like that and hungry for the same thing that everybody's hungry for, and that's to be playing in this game, man. It's kind of hard to deny a team, to get to this point when you're working for it. So
thanks, Aaron. Congrats.
Appreciate it.
Next up, we'll go to Jake Malik.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. You got the Bengals, and that offensive line 2 weeks ago against the Titans was not great. I'll put it politely. It was not great. They let up 9 sacks, and then last week against the Chiefs, they only let up 1 sack. So it's like, 2 different teams at that point. The key to this game feels like, you got to get pressure on Joe Burrow. Would you say that, that's really the key for, not for just you, but your whole team on defense, to just get pressure on Joe, make him make mistakes, and ultimately win the game as a result?
Well, that's every week. Every week as a defensive line, that's your mindset. I feel like you do that, you give your team a better opportunity, to make big plays and get off the field. So, it's not just this week. Obviously, it's the biggest game of our career. So, we want to go out there and do just that. But that's not that's every week we got that mindset. So.
Next we'll go to John Craig. John, son.
Hey, Aaron, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Doing pretty well. So just to piggyback off the previous gentleman's question, where do you think the weakness is on the offensive line, and how do you exploit that? Thank you.
The weakness. Well, they're a group that's playing in the Super Bowl, so you got to respect that. They got there for a reason. So we're gonna just go out there and I trust the players we got against the players they got, and we're gonna go out there and do what we got to do to try to find a way to win a game. So that's what it come down to, trying to play for 4 quarters and trying to dominate. So,
son.
Hey, Aaron. Looks like another Aaron's going to be named MVP again this season. I just wondered, for you, with all that you've done, 7 straight All-Pro first-team selections, does that bother you at all that not just yourself, but the defensive players don't seem to get that type of even consideration? And do you feel you're worthy of it this year?
What you talking about, for MVP?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yes. MVP.
Well, we all it's a quarterback award. That's what it is. So because there've been a lot of years where defensive linemen or defensive players, period, had the numbers and the stats to have a type of MVP type of season. But it is what it is. It don't affect me. I don't know how other people feel about it, but you have a lot of great defensive players that have the stats. You got a guy like TJ Watt that got all them sacks this year and it made a lot of production in a short amount of time, and he even played every single game this year. So that's a guy that you could talk like he can probably be an MVP this year. So it is what it is, man. I guess this is just how it works. So,
all right, thanks.
Next we'll go to Ray Lynn.
Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good. Thanks for asking, sir. So you got 53 guys in that locker room, and as the unquestioned leader of the defense and one of the overall leaders on the team, what type of different pressure does that present going into the game, knowing that it's your job to get these guys ready to play on Sunday?
It ain't no pressure. I think we got a bunch of guys that's already ready. So for me, and I don't got to get them ready. I think everybody's ready. Everybody been locked in since last week. I can tell when we was at practice. Everybody got that same mindset. Everybody hungry, trying to be a world champion. So, me personally, I'm gonna be out there do my job. If I need to, give my guys a pep talk, I'm gonna do that. But everybody's locked in, so it's no pressure, man. We got a bunch of guys that been here before. There's know what it's like to be at this point, and we're gonna do everything we can to win. So, it's no pressure at all. You got a bunch of dogs in the back that's ready to eat. So.
Next we'll go to Mitch McCartney.
Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
Good. How about you?
Doing great. So, in a short career, you're one of the most accomplished defensive players, really, of all time. You've been mentioned as one of maybe the most dominant defensive player of all time. What would winning a Super Bowl do for your resume personally? Do you feel like you're one of the most dominant players of all time, or do you feel like you need that Super Bowl ring in order to validate that opinion?
I just play. There's a lot of great players that played before me that I respect. A lot of great defensive players. I want to win a Super Bowl because that's what I want to accomplish. That's just something that I want to accomplish personally. So, everybody got things they want to accomplish in their career, things like that. The only thing that I'm lacking and the only thing that I want is being a world champion. So, me personally, the past couple of years, that's all I've been working for is trying to win and be at this point. So, it's always an honor and a blessing to be talked about highly like that. Being a world champion is just something that I want to accomplish because that's what I want to accomplish. It ain't because no certain, stats or nothing like that that make it look a little better. It's just what I want to do. So.
Next, we'll go to Stephanie Cordante.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for taking the time doing this. You're one of a few players from the team who lived the relocation from St. Louis to LA. Can you talk about the transformation of this market from day one to now as far as your facilities and as far as fan support go?
I always would love St. Louis and the fans we got in St. Louis. Obviously, when we found out that we'll be coming to Los Angeles, it was going to be a little different than the different location. But I grew to love LA. Grew to love the fans out here. It's been great. They've been great for me. Been great to me. So I love the St. Louis. I love St. Louis. I love the St. Louis fans. I love LA. I love the LA fans. So it's been great. Obviously. A bigger market with a lot of different opportunities that you get thrown your way being out here, and it's been great, man. I've been a blessing at opportunities I had and certain things that I was able to do just from playing football and transition from doing things off the field. So it's been a blessing. It's been good.
Next, we'll go to Dylan Schefter, NFL Slime Time.
Hey, Aaron, congrats on making it to the Super Bowl. This is insane. And I just have a question. So for every kid that plays football, the Super Bowl is literally their dream. So how far back can you remember thinking about playing in the Super Bowl? And what did your dream look like back then?
Honestly, man, as a kid growing up, I always thought I dreamed big, but I ain't never, I can't even imagine the time I thought about, playing in a Super Bowl. I remember just watching it as a kid a lot. So as a kid, started playing football when I was 5 or 6 years old. My goal was always to try to make it to the NFL. That's all what I said. I want to be in the NFL. I want to play in the NFL. But a lot of people don't get to live out their dreams. But I put the body of work to be where I'm at. I never dreamed that big to be like, I want to make it to the NFL. I just want to make it there. I never thought I'd be playing in my second Super Bowl. So it's surreal, man. It's truly a blessing. So that's why I'm soaking this type of experience up, man, and enjoying it. So I'm living my dream of being an NFL football player, but at the same time, I'm in a Super Bowl. I remember watching the Super Bowl at home with my family as a kid and cheering on the Steelers. So to be here to see full circle, man, it's been an honor and a blessing to be where I'm at today. So, and a lot of hard work.
Yeah, congrats again. You're doing great. Keep it up.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Next, we'll go to Joseph Acosta.
Hi, Aaron. Thanks for taking the time. How has your preparation and your mentality going into this week changed since the first time you went to the Super Bowl?
This time I feel like I'm able to stay on my normal routine as far as if that's extra work in the weight room to extra conditioning to football stuff to my film studies to my massages. Just for I'm in LA. This is where I live at. So my routine is pretty much similar to what I've been doing all season. So a lot different than what it was the first year we went to the Super Bowl, where a lot of things was off. You wasn't able to, studying film was a little different, and trying to find somebody to give you a massage out there at the same time. Like everything was just off. But I'm able to stay on my normal routine now, being out here at home. So it's been great. I've been loving it. It definitely feel like I'm able to stay a little bit more focused with this. So I'm just ready.
Next up, Ross Bolin.
Hey, Aaron. How are you, sir?
Good. How about you?
Good. Hey, I got a quick question for you about SoFi Stadium. For the fans that are either coming to LA or going to be watching the game on TV on Sunday, how would you describe SoFi Stadium just to the average fan, and why is it the perfect place to host the Super Bowl?
Oh man, it's a beautiful stadium. It's electric, man. It's definitely the best stadium in the National Football League, hands down. Obviously what it look like inside, but inside the stadium, man, it's nothing like it. The atmosphere has always been great. Thinking about it giving me the chills right now, but it's just an amazing stadium with a great atmosphere, man. And it's Los Angeles. It's nothing better than that. So,
thank you, Aaron.
Yep.
Next, we'll go to Dave Burkett.
Hey, Aaron. I don't know if you and Matthew ever talked about this, but you guys were almost or could have been teammates way back when, 2014 draft. If you have talked about that, what have those conversations been like? And any thoughts on just maybe what you guys might have been able to accomplish had you been together in Detroit early in your career?
No, we never talked about that. But I'm happy that I was drafted by the St. Louis Rams, now Los Angeles Rams. I felt like I was pitting a great opportunity with some great coaches and some great teammates I had. They helped mold me to who I am. I still talk to, Coach Wall, my D-line coach that drafted me, still talk to him today. I was watching film and we talked probably for about 30 minutes about certain things I need to be working on or studying to help me, have some success in this game. So I wouldn't change nothing, so I'm kind of happy that everything played out how it was supposed to play out, and I was able to, work with one of the greatest D-line coaches ever, in my opinion, and Coach Wolf, and learn from him. And at the same time, I played with guys like Michael Brockers, Chris Long, Robert Quinn, Will Hayes, Eugene Sims, Kendall Langford, guys like that molded me to, as far as who I am today. So, I wouldn't change nothing.
Great. Thank you.
Yeah.
As a reminder, if you guys have a question, please raise your hand. Next, we'll go to Bo Dragon. And next, we'll go to Nelson Perez.
Hi, Aaron. How are you? Congrats on another trip to the Super Bowl.
How you doing? Thank you.
Aaron, what was the biggest lesson you learned 3 years ago after that Super Bowl? What do you remember, and what was the lesson you took from that night?
It was just a lot of disappointment. Obviously you get to that point, you want to win, you fall short. It's motivation. Just learn that you got to keep working. That's what it comes down to. I felt like it was a hard-fought game. We just fell short. They played better than we did that day. So if anything, it's a learning lesson that, when you get to that point, you gotta give that much more effort. So that's about it.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Mike DiGiovanni.
Hey, Aaron, Tyler Boyd this morning was asked while he was at Pitt when he knew you would be a top 5 NFL defensive lineman. And he mentioned a play in his freshman year. I think you were playing Duke, and they ran some kind of RPO, and you tackled the running back and the quarterback at the same time. Do you remember that play?
Yeah, I remember it. Yep.
What?
I remember it just like yesterday.
Tell me about it a little bit.
I remember it was a long drive. I think they was getting down to the red zone. I seen the guard was light, so I knew he was pulling. I shot back there, and I got back there so fast. The quarterback was still like kind of like giving the ball, but didn't really give it because he was reading. So I kind of like grabbed one and grabbed the other at the same time and just took them both down. So it was just more of a quick reaction play. He was back there faster than he was able to hand the ball off. So it was just a big play. And I remember that drive because I was a little fatigued that drive too. Because after that play, I almost spit up. I had to hold it in. So
He was pretty proud of the fact that, you two guys from Pittsburgh sort of come a long way. Do you sort of have that little bond with him?
yeah, for sure. Like I said, man, he's a guy that's from the area. We hang with each other here and there during the off season, have a little fun together. So to see, the player he's molding into as a leader on his team, and two guys that come from the area that's playing in the Super Bowl against each other, I think that's pretty cool for the city, man. That's pretty cool. A lot of people don't get to say they can experience something like that. So, it's pretty dope experience, I guess you could say.
Thanks.
Having two guys from the same city, play in the Super Bowl against each other. So
Next, we'll go to Greg Beecham, Associated Press.
Hey, Aaron.
How you doing?
Good, man. Hey, listen, Vaughn, Jalen, and a couple other guys over the last 2 weeks have come in to talk to us, and without us even asking about it, they said, we want to run a ring for AD. They want it for themselves, but they want to get you that last achievement that you said you need in your career. So how do you feel when you hear your peers like that saying they're motivated to get a ring for you in addition for themselves?
That mean a lot. It really do. Words can't express the way that feel, hearing it from your teammates, man. Definitely your brothers, your guys you're going to war with, you battling for, you're doing everything in your power to help this team to win, help them to win, and for them to feel like they're trying to, help me accomplish something. That's huge, man. But like I've been saying, man, it's a blessing that my guys got that much love for me to try to do that. But we trying to win this, not just for me, for all of us. So it's an accomplishment that we all can have. It's a fraternity that's gonna last forever. We ain't gonna never forget. A bond that's gonna last forever. So it definitely feels good to hear that. So that just shows the type of guys we got, the type of teammates we got, and the type of brotherhood we got with this team. That's why we at where we at today. So
First year you were in LA and this team moved out here and it wasn't very good that year. Did this situation, this feeling feel a long ways away? Did you start to think yet about, man, how far am I going to go in my career, and am I going to have an opportunity to do what I want to do?
Well, yeah, because you start coming to the point where business was going to have to start being negotiated, and it started to come down to it ain't about the money. I want to win. I want to be put in a position where I can win and be in a contender. A team to have an opportunity to be here. So, we got McVay. Got to talk to him a little bit before they hired him, and then they hired him, and then we're here now. So he's been great to us. Been a great coach. Like I told him when I first got sat down and I was going through my little contract things, I said, as long as he's the head coach, I want to be a part of this organization. I want to help build a legacy with him. So to see what we're accomplishing, what he's accomplishing, and helping us accomplish as a team, as an organization, it's been great, man. Because when you got a bunch of coaches that you actually enjoy and you got love for, you go out there and battle that much harder for. So it's been great. He's a great coach, and it's a great organization. I'm happy to be a part of it.
Thanks very much.
Yeah.
Next, we'll go to Sean Loiser.
How you doing, Aaron? Congratulations on being one of the best of your generation and making it back to the Super Bowl.
I appreciate you.
You became the first NFL player in the Super Bowl era to make it to All-Pro first team 7 years in a row. Where did you get who would you in your life would you credit for your work ethic? And if you had to pick one thing that was most important to your sustained success each year, what would you pick?
My work ethic comes from, I think my dad kind of instilled that to me at a young age, probably because I grew up a little lazy kid. So around 12 years old, I started working out with my dad, and it kind of transferred me as far as my work ethic and the way I work. I will have to give that credit to my dad, but the reason why I'm able to, have the success consistently year in and year out because I put the body of work in. So hard work pays off. I live by that. I truly believe that, just because I understand. I know how much work I put into this. How much training, how much conditioning I do to be at top shape and to be physically ready to play. A football season. It's a lot that go into it, and I really don't give my body that much time off to really relax and break or take a break, because I'm a guy that train all year round. So I would just get at the hard work.
Good luck this weekend, man.
Appreciate it.
Next, we'll go to Adam Barton.
Hi, Aaron. Obviously, you get a lot of attention from the offensive line. What's the key to beating that pressure, a double team or a triple team? And the Bengals gave up a lot of sacks against the Titans. Are you excited to face them with the chance of getting a Super Bowl ring?
I heard the first part about how do I defeat triple teams and double teams.
Yeah,
that's what you asked.
Yeah, what's the secret to beating a double team on the offensive line?
Oh, well, it depends how they protect. Hopefully, I can still get the edge when they got a double team with they sliding protection. If they don't, you work different power moves and things like that. But that also help with the guys I got around me to help with that too. So that's how you eliminate that. So, and what was the second question you asked?
I said the Bengals have obviously they gave up. I think it was 9 sacks against the Titans in the divisional round. Are you looking forward to playing them with the chance to get a Super Bowl ring?
Yeah. Well, they're a team. They're the opponent. They're a team we got to play for us to win. So yeah, I'm ready. This is what I've been waiting for, to be back in the Super Bowl, to try to win one. This is what I've been training for. This is the only thing I've been chasing. So to be here now, and we here, one game away. Well, we win this game, we win it all. So yeah, I'm more than ready.
Good luck for the game.
Thank you.
Next up, we have Bo Dragon.
Hey, Aaron. How have you come together with some of the newer veterans on the team to create a culture that helps you succeed and make this whole team work?
Well, I think we like I said earlier, I think we just got a bunch of guys that got good relationships with each other. We all want the same thing, that's to be where we at right now. So they have a bunch of guys like that got a lot of experience, they got a lot of success in this league, and everybody get along good, and there's no complaints on that end. Like they say, leaders lead, coaches coach, and all that. So, and players play. So we got a bunch of guys that we got a good bond together. So that just translates.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Ray Lynn.
What's going on, Aaron? You're getting a lot of questions about the previous Super Bowl, and expectedly so. As one of the holdovers from the previous Super Bowl, are there any particular experiences or lessons learned that you can kind of embark on those guys, be it preparation, mindset, execution, what you took from that to make the results different this time?
And the message I would just to tell guys, it's still a football game. It's still football. I know it's a lot of things that's going to be getting pulled as far as media and things like that. And it's the biggest game of our careers, obviously, but at the end of the day, it's still football. It's the same thing we've been playing, all year, all of our lives. So keep your same preparation the same as you've been doing. If as far as your film studies, as far as your weight room work, as far as what you do on the field, as far as what you do off the field, as far as your recovery stuff, you stay with your same routine, stay locked in, and just treat it just like a normal week. Even though it's the big game, it's still the same. It's still the same because it's football. So,
all right, congrats on another good season, Aaron. Good luck.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Next up, we'll go to Joseph from Arizona PBS.
Hey, Aaron, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
So back in 2018, you guys went through sort of a lull in the regular season with a couple losses back to back before obviously finishing strong going to the Super Bowl. What did you draw from that experience compared to this year when you guys also went through sort of a downturn before turning it back on and getting back to the Super Bowl?
Well, when we lost some games this year, I think, guys wasn't too worried. Ain't nobody really, obviously you want to win every single game. We went through that little spell where we lost a few games back to back. We wasn't happy, but we just kept working. I think that go credit to the leaders we got on this team, with the coaches we got. So, guys just stay locked in, and that confidence we got in ourselves that, we were still the best team in the league in our heads, and that's how we felt, and we just had to show that. So, we all through a season, there's a lot of ups, there's a lot of downs. That's a part of football. You just got to stay on course and keep working, and then from there, you do enough, you be here, and that's what we at. So, that's credit to the leaders we got.
Thank you.
We have time for two more. We'll go to JC Allen.
Hey, Aaron, how we doing today?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Good. You guys kind of retired Tom Brady there, but you were able to get a sack on him in that game. Just kind of wondering, now that you know that he's no longer playing football, how important and how memorable is that game going to be for you going forward in your life?
It'd be memorable if we can win this week, because you remember the wins, the things you had to do to get to this point to be a world champion. So, but no, man, you play great teams, the play against a quarterback like Tom Brady that won 7 Super Bowls, and been to multiple Super Bowls. Obviously, I understand how hard it is to try to get one ring, because I'm still chasing it. So, just to know that he accomplished 7 world championships, that's pretty special. So, he's a guy that motivate me, to work the way I do to try to accomplish what I'm trying to accomplish, just because of this, the ultimate goal that he accomplished, 7 times, and I'm chasing 1. So, a lot of respect to him.
And last question will go to Stu Jackson.
Hey, Aaron, just wanted to ask you about Robert Woods. I think anybody, whether you're inside, outside the locker room or organization, can tell how much he means to the team. Just how tough was it to lose him, and I guess just how is he kind of on your minds as you guys head into Super Bowl Sunday, as far as the impact he's had to get to this point?
Well, I think he's a huge piece to this team. His leadership, but not just the leadership, what he's able to do on the football field. So, losing him was big. I mean, big for us as far as it hurt it, and he's still around. He still be around. We talk to him all the time. So we talk about, trying to accomplish something. We trying to win a Super Bowl for Robert Woods too. He's a guy that's been playing in this league a long time, and he deserves a ring just like everybody else. So, that's a guy that I truly got a lot of love for, a lot of respect for, and obviously losing him, it hurt it, but we found the way to stay strong, keep fighting, and to find a way to get to this point where we're at now. And all we got to do is finish it off, and we all will be holding the ring and being world champions. And we're not just doing that for me or Matt Stafford or just Big Wit. We try to do this for Robert Woods as well. So.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Aaron.
Yep.